Welcome back to WC Bricks and another episode of building Jabba'S Palace. So last week we made a start on the rockwork here, got the door in for the hanger, started the archway, plated off the top and did the brick wall around the back. Finally had the pieces in from lego.com, so we've now got that black arch and the half arches to do over the back here, so we can get that final prison cell all finished and the entrance into the joy torch room. That can all get done. Probably won't put the ceiling on until I've worked out exactly what I'm going to be doing in the joy torch room, because I don't want to be sort of like having problems getting to the back of it. But I was thinking I could possibly build the supports up on this section just here. But what I want to try and do is concentrate on getting a bit more of this rock work done along here. And with this section here, I'm going to do a little bit more of getting the base plates all sort of like mills plated off. And the reason I'm going for the mills plate is so I can go up and down in the levels on there and just give it a little bit more definition, a bit more character, and see how it looks. And here we have some more rock work. So we started on the left hand side of the hanger. It's quite smooth going up. I don't want it to be too jaggedy on here. One of the art pictures I saw, I think it might have been a concept art, it was all smooth rock. So we're going to be going for that sort of like look on there. I've left this platform here for putting one of the turrets. Before I put the turret on, I'm going to build the rock work across this section here, because if I build the turret on, I'm going to be struggling to get the bricks behind, so it's going to be easier to add that detail on afterwards. All I need to do is just make sure that I've got enough, a big enough space there for it. And then what we'll do, as I said, we'll build the rock work across here. There's another turret I think that's going to be going up there, so we need to leave another ledge, and then we're going to continue with the rock work around this section. But if we can get a good chunk of that done, that'd be really good. So yeah, let's get back to doing that rock work, and we check back in once we've got a little bit more progress made. And we're now doing the rock work above the hanger door here, and because this is obviously going to be one of the focal points from the front of the mock, we want to make sure that the rock work was a little bit different on that part there. So as you can see, we've put the snot bricks on there, and we'll build the rock work onto this plate here, and it just be a little bit of a, we can use different pieces basically in order to do so. So once we put that all on there, we'll check back in and show you what it looks like. And just before I check in with another update of how the rock work's coming on. So as I said, we've done this snot technique across that section there, just add a little bit more detail to it, and then we're going back to the normal bricks across the top there, and then we continue that style all the way around here. So we've managed to get the rock work all the way across the top of the hanger there, and we've plated it off obviously up to that section there. We are going to put a few finer details in there, so we might put the odd cheese wedge of different colours in there at a later stage, just to give it some a little bit more of difference in the colour there. Obviously we've still got to put the towers on, but we'll do that one once we build the rock work up behind there. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to have a little bit of a change of building. So I'm going to remove all this rubbish out of the way here, and then we're going to build the mills plate a little bit further along, and we're going to make it go up and down a little bit, as mentioned earlier on, just so there's a little bit of difference in the terrain there. So yeah, once we've done a little bit more, we'll show you what it looks like. And as you can see, we've plated off this section here, and it goes up and down in a couple of places, and we've put some finer details in there. I didn't want this just to be one massive flat area of sand on the mock. I wanted to have a little bit of character and differences in there. And we're going to be doing different little storytelling sections down here. So like we might have a pod racer zooming past. And one thing I am contemplating doing is putting a Sarlacc pit in the corner somewhere. So it's not going to be the big Sarlacc pit that you see in Return of the Jedi, but I just thought it'd be nice to have one in a Tatooine mock. Now, one thing I do need to do, I have just found another bag of filler brick. So I need to get around to this side here and build up that section around where the joy torch room is going to be. I want to make sure I've got all of that section all done, so then I know what I've got left to do this area here. I don't want to sort of like use all my filler brick over here, then not be able to do that section over there. So I'm going to go around to there first of all. I'm going to build that all up, and then we'll check back in once we've done so, and then we can come back to this section. So this episode we are flitting from sort of like the rock work to doing the mills play. Now we're going to do some scaffolding or support structure, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll probably get back to doing here and doing those rock works along there like I mentioned. So we've got the support structure all the way along to the very end here. We've made a start on the wall around the edges here, and we've also built the box in around the light. So the light's now been raised as it had done on the first prison cell. Now we've done that, we can build out all the way along the support structures all along this section here. We are going to leave this section just here. We won't build above that just yet until I've actually made the droid torture room. So I am going to start looking at designs and things that we're going to be putting in here and making that look as good as possible. But at least now I can work out roughly how much more I need to use of the filler brick on here, so I can then get back around the other side and carry on with the rock face there. But yeah, we'll do a little bit more here, and we'll just check in one final time on this part of the mock once we've done this bit here. And we made a nice bit of progress down this end, so we built up quite high with the wall along the side. Pretty much run out of these masonry bricks in the tan colour. I've also run out of the 2x8 plates yet again, so another cut required from the picker brick wall by the looks of it. But it's coming on really nicely, so I've left this area, as I said earlier on, all clear so I can get to this easily enough to do the droid torture room. I put these supports across here using Technic bricks, just purely because I think it's going to be this. I don't know how sturdy that ceiling is going to be, or the roof of the droid torture room, so at least this way I can support it better using the bricks on the solid structures either side. What I could possibly do if I wanted to, I could build it across so it's quite high up here, and I could then continue to build all of this section up here, and then I can just fill this gap in afterwards, because once I get to the top of the droid torture room there will be another tan wall going all the way across there. But yeah, pleased to how that's coming on. Now we've done that, we can get back to the other side round there and carry on doing the rock face and the terrain. So let's get back around there. And the burp pieces have been put in place for a good section there. So we're building it all up, ready for all of the finer rockwork details to go on it. As you can see from here, you would never tell that there is a burp behind there. None of these sort of like patterns are in this at all. So it does get fully built up. The good thing with these burp pieces as well, when using these support structures, is it stops bricks falling through. So if I do drop one, it's very rare for it to actually manage to find its way through to the where I can't get to, basically. So we're going to carry on building along here now. I've got this left on the filler brick side, which is nowhere near enough to complete the mock. We are a good several hundred pieces short on there. But we're going to carry on building the plates up here, do the mill style, get that a little bit higher as I mentioned. And one thing I am thinking is I am quite low on the the slopes I'm using for the rock face. And if I do sort of like make this go up, there'll be less rock at the front here, and I think that might look quite good as well. So I'm just going to sort of like have a play with that. It's not a case of trying to find a solution to get out of buying more pieces, because if I do that way, I'm just going to have to buy more filler brick. So it's just a case of doing what's going to look better. And I think having the sand going up gradually, so it's a lot higher than it is down here, for example, I think is going to make it look give it a lot more character into the mock. And as mentioned before, it's going to enable me to put the sarlacc pit over in this corner, which I would really like to do. So anyway, enough talking, let's get back to building. And we're just checking in one final time for this update, and what a week it's been. Progress we made this week has been very pleasing. So the rock work got a little bit done, not as much as I'd have liked, however it is very, very time consuming. And we tried to go for different techniques, like we've got the snot technique on the above the hanger door here. We've got some snot technique going on down here as well. But when we go further down, it probably will be a little bit smoother, a little bit more repetitive, so a little bit more like this, but using the 2x2, so like this here. Just I want some pictures I've seen, it's nice and smooth rock work, so we're just going to sort of like mix it up a little bit. Getting all of this support work in ready has been very valuable, and the amount of bricks again they have gone into this has been insane. In this corner here, this is where the sarlacc pit's going to be. At the moment it is 5 bricks deep, however I might make it a little bit deeper. So again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a play with how the sarlacc pit's going to look. and then we'll sort of like work that out accordingly. This section up here we've managed to get a lot of work done on as well, so we've probably gone up by about another 10 bricks on that side of it alone. The Techno beams you can see there are all ready to go over the joy torch room once we've got that section all completed. But yeah, it's coming on really nicely. And if you can see the multicoloured bricks on the floor here, that's where to show you where it's going up and down on the sand side of things. And there's Boba Fett just perched on the edge of a rock there, just to give you an idea of the size of this mock. I mean, this mock is 2 meters in length by about 1 meter 20, 1 meter 10 in width, so it's a big boy. If we come round to the other side again, it's amazing how much nicer this is all looking, just having it all bricked off like we have managed to get completed last week. And if we come down here, we've finally got those arches in here. We're all ready now to get into this droid torture room. The final prison cell, the lights are all in there, all done. And we've built, obviously, this wall all the way around the side here as well. So yeah, we've got to start looking at the droid torture room now. Make sure we get that all designed, get that put in there, and then we can get the rest of the structure done across the top here. You get some more tanned masonry bricks to build along the side here. Hopefully they're still on the pick a brick wall. And it'll be nice to get this all plated off ready, so that we can then, once we've done the palace itself, we can then get it all ready for the buildings to go on top. But it's a big old project, this one. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can be kept up to date with any future content on the channel. And remember to share it with your family and friends. Anyway, thanks for walking on by. See you next time. Bye for now.